What is up, everyone? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and an unseeable twist, a shocking revelation. Today's video is going to be my 5 favorite firearms, as opposed to the previous video, which was my 5 favorite devil arms of the DevilNeverCry series. As always, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with anything and everything DevilNeverCry, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out when content drops. Just like the previous video, this is going to be a list of my favorites as opposed to the ones that I think are objectively the best, or subjectively the best, I guess, if it's my opinion. Let's just dive right into this list, kicking off at number 5 with the original Devil May Cry's grenade gun. Anybody who's played the original Devil May Cry, whether it's casually or you've attempted some of the harder difficulties, done any challenge runs or even sped around the game, you'll know just how invaluable this weapon is, especially when coupled with the grenade roll cancel tech to shorten the recovery times after each of the grenade launcher's shots. This weapon absolutely decimates enemies and obliterates through enemy health bars. It's fantastic for building Devil Trigger. You just gotta know how to use it. I believe you find this weapon on Mission 8 on a corpse or on a skeleton, so clearly the person who had it before us didn't understand the grenade roll tech and they succumbed to their injuries. But it is going to be at my number 5. Unfortunately, we don't actually see this weapon come back ever in the series, which is pretty interesting. And it's called the grenade gun as opposed to the grenade launcher, but that's besides the point. Let's move on to number 4. I'm uncertain as to why this is considered a firearm, as it is technically a devil arm, but at number 4 is going to be Pandora, literally Pandora's box, a briefcase with 666 forms of weapons hidden deep inside it. Every time you open this thing, you don't know what's going to come out of it. My favorite move for this weapon is Omen, where Dante literally just creaks the briefcase open just a tiny bit, and it emits this light that seemingly decimates everything in the room. Who knows what it is? Maybe it's an elder god looking out of the box and just deciding to smite everything it sees. But yeah, it's strange that it's considered a firearm. I guess it is a weapon that is fired, as stupid as that sounds, but you know, it is demonic in nature, so I'm uncertain as to why it's a devil arm. It does have a physical form as well, where you throw around this Beyblade-esque thing and it pretty much just slices and dices everything like Swiss cheese, but for me it is at number 4. Coming in hot at number 3, it is Nero's Blue Rose, a dual-barreled hand cannon that was actually created in an act of defiance against the Order of the Sword. The Blue Rose, along with the Red Queen, is another machination of Nero. As stated, it was created as an act of defiance against the Order of the Sword, who looked down on guns when it came to fighting against demons or just using firearms in general. So Nero decided to take this standard hand cannon and soup it up with 2 barrels, and there's actual reason for that, not just so he could flex on them. The first bullet fired is meant to penetrate the armor of whatever it's firing against, with the second bullet going through the hole in the armor that was created by the first, dealing critical damage. Looking at the weapon and cutscenes and just in gameplay, you'd think that the bullets are fired at the same time, but there is a very, very slight delay, sort of allowing the bullets to come out consecutively, allowing them to be effective against whoever they are fighting, because obviously if they came out at the same time, it wouldn't have the armor penetrating abilities that the whole weapon was created for. I've got somewhat of a life-size replica of the Blue Rose, and this thing is absolutely massive. I'd imagine if it was a real gun, it would probably weigh an insane amount. You wouldn't even need to fire it. You can probably just pistol whip people with it, or demons with it, sorry, and they'd be down for the count almost immediately. Not only that, but I reckon if somebody did actually try and fire it, they wouldn't be able to control the recoil, sending the barrel of the gun careening straight to your forehead as you attempt to aim down it and fire. So that's the Blue Rose taking the 3rd place spot. Moving on to the 2nd place though. This is a bit of a cheat, I guess, considering they're not technically firearms, but the game, I guess, dictates them as so, and that is going to be Virgil's Summoned Swords. Who doesn't like floating ethereal swords that seem to strike with a mind of their own, with lethal precision? Not even a murmur said, not even a hand wave, nothing. They just tend to work telepathically wherever Virgil looks like, boom, the swords are there. And who doesn't like the fact that they can, take on their own sort of array of shapes and sizes? You've got spiral swords turning Virgil into a literal Beyblade. You've got the rainfall of swords that seem to freeze enemies in time as it pierces through their body. You've just got plenty of things that these swords can do. I reckon if Virgil wanted to, he could probably use them to give himself a double jump, which I don't know why they're not giving Virgil a double jump. I mean, it's been, what, 15 years since DMC 3 came out? You think your boy would learn how to jump twice. His son can do it, his brother can do it, why can't he? But they are coming in at the second place spot. These things deal a lot of damage, especially in the original Devil May Cry, where, for those of you who don't know, Nello Angelo actually did use summon swords. They seem to be sort of random swords back then, as in the design. In DMC 3 onwards, they tend to look like the Force Edge. Maybe mentally, Virgil hasn't let go of the fact that Dante took the Force Edge from him. But that brings us to the #1 spot, my favourite firearms in all of the Devil May Cry series. It has to be Ebony and Ivory. Ebony and Ivory are heavily customized, super souped up M1911 pistols that I think fire .45 ACP rounds. I know that despite not knowing anything about guns. I just like DMC, I guess. And they are insanely customized, personalized for Dante, created by Nell Goldstein, the legendary gunsmith herself. Got a whole video on who Nell is, by the way, if you want to check that out on the channel. Essentially Nico's grandmother, for those of you who've played DMC 5. For those of you interested, there is a long list of customizations for Ebony and Ivory that essentially boil down to the fact that Ebony was heavily customized for long distance targeting and shooting, and Ivory was mainly customized for insane rapid fire. So there is a duality between the two guns, not just in the fact that they are different colors, but the fact that they are modified for different things. DMC 5 actually takes advantage of this tidbit, this little fact, which allows you to use the guns separately to do different things, using the gunslinger style, which wasn't actually a thing before DMC 5 in the gunslinger style whatsoever. But as a fan of the series who knew this obscure fact, it was pretty cool to see Capcom take this story or lore implication, I guess, and interact it into the gameplay. And I guess special mentions go to Artemis because it's a sick-ass gun, and those MP5 wannabes that Dante finds in DMC 2. He goes full akimbo on them, just like Neo out of the Matrix. They do absolutely no damage, but they fire at an insane rate, and yeah, just seeing Dante wield those two weapons always makes me laugh. But that is going to bring us to pretty much the end of the video. What did you think about the list? What are your favourite firearms in the DMC series? Let me know down in the comments below. For those of you who want to know where I am when I'm currently streaming, there will be a link down to my Twitch below. Go follow me there if you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of my future streams. With all that said and done though, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next time.